Yeah, baby, what's up? Welcome to the No Mongol Podcast, a weekly show about all things skateboarding. My name's Rick Beta, and wishing you and yours a happy and healthy new year. And I hope you had, fantastic holiday season these past few weeks that I've been gone. It's a nice little break, It was kind of unplanned. I'm like, I'm probably not going to crank out an episode on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and I'm probably not going to crank out an episode on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Just because there was no reason to I need a little break. So I'm back, refreshed, ready to kick 2024's ass. Let's all do that together, okay? You can follow along on social media at Rick Beta, RickBata, or email the show, nomongolpodcast@gmail.com. So let's see here. Gosh, 2024 is already coming in with some heat. But I wanted to kind of circle back, touch on a few items from, last year / the past few weeks when, I was gone. For one, here we go. Congrats to Yuto Horigome. There you go, dude. There you go, winning Trick of the Year. And shocked to no one, right? Are people upset about that? You can't please everyone, right? But that one's like, yeah, of course, makes sense, I felt it was worthy. Talk about an NBD that probably won't be duplicated. It probably will, but not anytime soon. Nollie, backside 270, heel, board slide. Let me, because I wrote that down. Nollie, backside 270, heel, board slide. And I was down a handrail key. You think you've got that one? You sure about that? You sure about that? I'll give you 12 tries. Let me know how that works out for you. And then you can say, oh, yeah, you know what that's kind of toady worthy. For me, it's kind of the blind spot that makes this one at least scary for me, that there's a lot going on, right? You got boards flipping, you're spinning. And that last 90-degree rotation, that's scary. That is critical. And I think I mentioned before, it looked like he was smiling too. I think I mentioned that on a previous episode. It looked like he was smiling the whole time. He was just like, yeah, toady. Yeah, I think he probably said that. Toady. Yeah, toady. Toady, I've got this. So congrats to Yuto and all the other winners in the many other categories. Do they add more every year? I got lost. Did they have I think they had 12, right? 12 or 13 more awards? And I know they've always had a lot, but this year it seemed like so many. Today is this winner, that winner, this winner for this category. I was like, who's got toady? But Yuto, though, he's got $10,000 in his pocket, $10,000 more dollars in his pocket. Well deserved, dude. Who's gonna win it this year? It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. I guess. Also, speaking of Skaters of the Year, congrats to one of the OGs, Ron Allen, on winning TSM Media's Skater of the Year. And is this a new thing from them? Or have I just not been paying close attention? I'd be surprised on either one. Honestly, it could just have skipped over everything last year because it was crazy last year, of course, especially in December. But either way, though, it looks like it did obviously go to a very worthy skater. And don't worry, Ron, when you're 70, we'll still be thinking of you and remembering you. Don't worry. Ron, it probably, he could win it again then, too. Probably still be doing late shove-its at that age and just to rub it in my face. That reminds me, I need to relearn those. Maybe this year, 2024 is the year I could do them, right? It's just that real talk, just between me and you, I need to work on my pop. As I kind of rub my knee right now, but it's like I've got cement blocks between my feet, and I look down, there aren't any cement blocks holding my board down. Now, where did it go? Where did the pop go? But I'll have to relearn them on a bump or a bank or something. I don't know. That might be the trick. But any tips out there on getting pop back? Should I be using jump rope? Should I be kind of channel my inner Kelly Hart? Do some jump rope? Let me know what you do to keep your pop. Maybe do I need to go bigger wheels? I don't know. But, keep it on the topic of OTYs. I bet Miles was very, very thankful that Brixton released. Austin, is it Austin Hillmans? I think it was Hillmans, is how you say it. I released his part after it was all official. I mean, only because what Austin did in that video, if you look at it now, could have easily been a last minute upset for like the trophy. It could have happened. I mean, have you seen this one yet? I mean, so many creative spots, tricks. Austin killed it. He gets claps too. Damn right. Dude should seriously consider making a move to the Bay Area. Maybe room up with Miles. Be like, hey, yo, man, I need a mentor, Sodi mentor. He'd actually look pretty good in a Giants hat too. Just saying. I don't know. Anyway, but real talk though, the part was so damn entertaining, and if you don't have time, it's only a 4-minute and 4-second video. If you don't have the time, or you don't want to invest that, it's not my thing. At least skip to the minute 23 part. That right there, talking high fives. That's what it's all about, baby. You don't see too many of those these days. Like Top Gun comes to mind. Even then, they didn't do a jumping high five, right? It's usually like an 80s, like still at the end of a movie. It's like you jump, like slap, and they pause it and the roll credits. I mean, there's so much going on that could go wrong with high fives like that. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, that was epic. Foundation represent. But it's like as parts like his and Miles, winning the way, of course, the way he did, that has me thinking this opens up the trophy for so many new skaters now, or not new, but so many skaters now. All the ones that have been busting their ass, multiple parts. First two that come to mind, Louis Lopez and Thiago Lemos. Just gonna say right there, I'm gonna do it again. I'm trying not to talk too much about Skater of the Year this year. I'm kind of done with it again this year, but those two just come to mind right now. I'm like, this opens the door, like doors for both of those guys. This could be one of those guys' years. It's going to be exciting. I'm just going to leave it at that. Get some quick water. Drinking some coconut water today. Yeah, baby. If you say ew coconut water, you just don't like it because you haven't tried the real stuff yet, the good stuff. Or you drank it when it wasn't cold. Just give it a chance. Give it a try. It's very refreshing. Hydrates you. Okay. Moving on to 2024, our current year that we are experiencing, and it's January 7th as we record this, so a full weekend. Timescan 2 dropped is 48 minutes and 2 seconds of time well spent, and it was over 4 years since the last one, But with this new one, I was able to consume it in 2 sittings, First chunk, I did about 30 minutes. I'm like, I had to do dinner or something, came up, I'm like, okay, I got to finish the rest. Well, I only have 18 minutes to finish, Finish that the next day. So, I mean, Free Skate Mag, they dropped a bunch of the parts 2 months ago. But of course, not all of them, because there are 54 skaters in attendance for this video. 54, 4 years in the making, 54 skaters. It's a lot of names on the screen, and they're all there. They're all there. Yeah, I'm not complaining at all. But you know me, I couldn't do I think it was Free Skate Mag, right? That had the solo video parts. I like to wait until it's all available, much like I did when, Jamie kind of dangled those carrots for the Zero video a few years ago. Yes, I'm still getting over that, obviously. I'm not too upset about it. But I did end up purchasing a copy of it, though. I'm talking about the Zero video. Probably do the same for this one as well. But have you seen it yet? If not, go check it out right now. Come back in 48 minutes. Or maybe 2 hours if you're like many of us that had to pause or wind. So many tricks. But I watched it. The first time I limited my pauses upon first viewing. I just took it all in, absorbed it. Plus everything was great. The pacing, it was just I wasn't really felt distracted or like bored. Because I had like a smile on my face. It was that fun to watch. I mean, right from the title card, though, I mean, this film was dedicated to Seiya Bowser and Toshihiro Honda, hopefully Toshihiro Honda, which tells me that both of those humans are no longer with us. I'm not too familiar with both of them, but I'll have to circle back and check on their work, of course. But, should that be the case, RIP to both of them. But if you haven't seen this video yet, I wrote down just 3 key things in my notes here. Three highlights or reasons to point out, just to pique your curiosity. So like, okay, you're like, damn, Rick's 48 minutes and 2 seconds. That's a lot of commit. That's a time commitment, Rick. Why should I do that? Number 1, Z-roller trucks. Yeah. Yes. Will this be the year of Z-rollers' official return? They're making a comeback. A lot of brands are making the comebacks. Some of it sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, never mind being able to talk about weight earlier about my ollies. Never mind being unable to ollie because of how heavy those trucks are. Just think about how long of the grind you'd be able to do, though. Come on. Think about that. The positive outweigh the negative, man. But I did do a quick check on eBay, and you can get a pair. You want to write this down? So if you want to get some Z-roller trucks, go to eBay and just make sure you have $500, well, plus $22 shipping, as of this recording. $500 and then $22. So $522 you can get a set. And as of the listing, I checked, it had 42 people watching it. 42 of y'all are still hyped on the Z. Like, yeah, send me a pair, man. 500, let's do this. So let me know if you win the bid. Okay, send pics. Let me know. Send your your setup, your board. So yeah, Z-roller trucks for 1. Number 2, and this is on a much, I'm talking about weight here, much lighter note. Copers. Yeah, some of you are like, what the hell are copers? Well, watch the video. You'll figure it out. This video might spark the return of copers, and I guess the best way to describe them, if you don't know what they're talking about, is like they're tiny little rails for your trucks. There's tiny little rails that curve over your trucks. Plastic is over your hanger on your truck. So you heard that right. So skate purists, of course, they're throwing stuff against the wall right now after hearing that. I tried copers. Actually, no, I think I had 1 coper. Now I think about it. It used to be on the back truck. I don't think I had a pair, but they were fun for a little while. I mean, but I think mine cracked or something. It kept falling off, or maybe I just grew tired of them. I can't remember. It was so long ago, but it was probably. It happened to be just right around the time where everyone was taking off all their plastics from the board back then anyway. So yeah, coper sightings in this video. So we already have Z-roller trucks, coper sightings, homemade copers to be exact. Oh, I had to point that out. I'm glad I checked my notes. They're homemade copers. Maybe they are going to make a comeback in 2024. I don't know. I mean, if rails made a comeback, copers can make a comeback, tail skids, nose guards, rip grips, lappers. I know a lot of people out there, they already have their cruiser boards. They have all that stuff on it already. Let's just bring back all the plastic in 2024. I'm sure the planet would love that, right? And number 3 on my reasons why you should watch this video, Gu Miyagi, the only skater that would turn down free grip tape. Be like, nah, man, I don't need it. I got my own. I can make my own. I could do my own. He stole the damn show, and well-deserved final part. It could have been an opening part too to hook the audience, which I mean they did anyway. But he got last part, got final part. I mean, this man he's 45 years old, has a family, and manages to mix in skating, around his 12-hour work shifts. I feel you, buddy. I could relate. I work full-time as well, 2 kids, full-time soccer dad. Try to squeeze in skating when I can, but I feel you. So he's showing us how it can be done, and he's also showing us that he can balance on a rail so perfectly. Like just the way he can balance on any rail is ridiculous. I mean, he can walk up and down the rails, throw down his board, not losing an ounce of balance in the process. One time he stepped over his front foot and then switch danced his grinds. What? And most of the time he's stationary. You try standing on a round rail just with your feet, and then you throw your board down and try and stand there within a grind position. No. Sack. That would be me. Or it would slip out, and I would land on my back on the rail and I'd crunch and then flip back and probably scorpion on the ground. Yeah. End up on ridiculousness or like AFV or something. So much could go wrong. But yeah, just the way he balanced on the rail is so, I mean, if he's not grinding rails, he's sliding down them on his butt like he did at 42.26, you know. I loved how they shot that, like kind of how he slid out of frame, you know, and they gave us multiple angles, of course, but I had to point this out. That trick serves two purposes too. I mean, sure, it entertains us or entertains most who are like, oh yeah, it's whatever, ha ha ha, funny Rick. But it also cleans the handrail in the process, you know. See that? You can see it at 42.29. See the sparkling? It's right there. The proof's right there. You know, but put some like sunglasses on first, kind of bright. That rail is clean. 42.29. So it's a dual purpose what he did there. Trick, entertaining, and he's cleaning. Very smart. But seeing him do his thing on the rails over the water, starting at 43.22, that was pretty cool. I mean, dude was just, I put down dancing on those rails like it's nothing. Tiptoe. Doot, doot, doot. And his pants, like, they were wet. They didn't look too wet, though. You know what I mean by that is I think it wasn't due to falling. Because if he fell, then his pants would be, like, wet higher up or maybe his butt. It's because it's limited to that bottom half, mainly that bottom half below his knees. Because he's only wet because he had to get in the water to wax those rails. So no excessive, water seen anywhere. No splash evidence seen. I mean, at least I didn't see it upon, first couple of viewings. But, I mean, did he do those all first try? I just about lost it when he threw down his board at 43.39. It's like, what? And then proceeded to, of course, grind a little, then cut the corner and come to a grinding halt. Most of us would have ended up doing, because you would have been pitched forward, we would have been doing push-ups in that shallow water. Not goo. Not goo. Oh, and how about his ender, too? His mask slide. Sending a very like subtle message to the world there, too, It's up until now, of course, masks have, represented restrictions, doom and gloom, with just a negative connotation, right? Like it's just, masks. I think we all are constantly reminded, of the past 3 years, and we'll always be reminded of the past 3 years, right? But I mean, even now as this damn virus picks up momentum again, right? Goo, he wanted to try and divert our attention, Or in a sense, maybe he wanted to try and show us that we can have fun with masks, I mean, he made his own soap shoes out of them. Yeah. So that alone, of course, is very creative. And then he, used them to slide down the handrail to fakey 50-50. That was so good and not easy to do. Nope. Not easy to do. You try that. That was his ender. Slide shoe to fakey 50-50 down that rail. But this video is so refreshing. So it was a great way to kick off the new year. That's why I had to give it some shine. But I could not break down all 54 skaters. There were so many. All of them were so good, though. Seriously. Great job to Rob Taro. Is it Taro or Taro? It's probably Rob Taro. Either way, great job to him and his team. Y'all killed it. But yeah, be sure to visit this one. Let's let this one breathe for a bit. Okay, let it be out there for a while. Let's not forget about this one for a while. Okay, let it breathe and simmer for a bit. Give it its well-deserved shine. Let's see what else did I check out recently. Oh, a couple of the footwear game footwear brands out there dropped their parts. FP Footwear's Sunset Tour. That was a damn good video. I forgot how stacked that team is. That was about 15 minutes of 6 seconds of of gnarly skate footage. Jaws, of course, Julian Agliardi, Ace Pelka, Neen Williams, Nathan Coe, Ryan DeCenzo, all killed it. All killed it. But be sure to check it out, though. I recommend you check it out. And also, make sure you check out fpfootwear.com, as it looks at like all of their shoes, at least as of this recording, are all $49.99. Get them while they're hot. $49.99. See what you guys did there. That's a good old retail. Because you would have just put $50. Oh, that's too expensive. But they see a $4. That's a damn good deal. I, however, recently switched from Volk to Cup, so I probably won't cop any pair of the options that I at least saw. I mean, but then again, they do claim to have the world's most advanced footwear system, so maybe I could, give them a shot, the insoles a shot, But then I was looking out, I could probably rock the DeCenzo with the DGS3s. Probably not to skate in, but maybe chill in. I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'll just get the insoles. I've tried some insoles that I got like off Amazon. I wasn't impressed. And I'm just too lazy to swap them out, to be honest. And plus, if I'm going to buy a shoe that is somewhat intended for like athletic use, I shouldn't have to supplement, right? I'm just standing on this soapbox, and I shouldn't have to. I'm looking at you, Nike, Adidas. Actually, my Brooks that I wear at work, no insoles. Those actually hold up, and I use those all the time. So shout out to that brand. But I don't know. Check out FP. See what they got. See what they're all about. And tell Joey B I sent you. He'd be like, who? Rick, who? Another shoe brand, Etnies. Another solid team, of course. Dropped their Barge the Block tour video, 12 minutes, 37 seconds of time well spent. This team stacked too. Jake Wooten, Chris Jocelyn, Julia Cooney, Yosef Scott Yatta, Haley Powell, Barney Page, Nassim Lakub, Julian Lewis, and Fabiana Delfino. A lot of different names that I don't say too often. I'm sorry if I butchered them, but they all did the damn thing. And I think Nassim and Jocelyn stole the show in that one. No Sheck sightings, nothing, no Shecks in this one. But Etnies, is a brand that I've had one pair of their shoes from over the years, just one in my lifetime, and I was satisfied with them actually. And I definitely would check out their website. As I've kind of moved to at least at the moment, more of a Cup shoe. So I can see myself with some Jostens or Sheckler shoes, but is it the Marana Michelins? Those are kind of cool, kind of my style. But when I looked at them recently, they didn't have any size 10s in stock, so maybe I gotta go shop and see what I can find out locally. But I'm like, that's not good. I'm gonna spend some hard-earned cash on y'all. Make it easy for me to throw down. What's with being out of stock of 10s? They had a 9, they had 11. Anyway, more 10s. It wasn't meant to be for me, right? But I think honesty, though, I think my next pair of shoes I'm going to buy and skate in are probably going to be Lakai's, the Atlantic. Yeah, I think I've had my eyes on them for about a year now, and don't get me wrong, I've been loyal to Vans for over 30 years, and I'll continue to do so. But I want to mix up my skate shoe game a bit this year. And, like I said, I have the Kyle Walkers at the moment. They have the Waffle Cup technology, and I'm a huge fan. I'm probably, once those are done and dead, I'm going to get another pair. I'm going to rock those for a long time. But I just think it's time for a change. New year, new-ish me, or I guess should say a better, it doesn't have to be like a cut dry change. I'd say more of a rotation. I have some DC Lynxes, but I've yet to skate in them. I just wear them just to chill. I haven't taken them out to the streets. They are, they have less board feel that I've noticed, or not. Oh, I say it appears that they have, because I literally haven't stepped on a board with them. But I would guess those have less of a board feel than some of the other ones. But you lose a lot of board feel with Cup anyway. But the Lynxes seem kind of thick for me, so I've been hesitant to try them on a board. But maybe that'll work for me. Who knows? I've even, now that staying on the topic of that. Well, I mean, just keeping on the topic too, I just thought about it recently. I kind of mixed up my, I'm going to be mixing up my wheel game again. I've been very loyal to Spitfire, 20 years, 30 years? I've been riding those wheels forever, but I just recently picked up a pair of Ricta Clouds. So I'm like, yeah, that's right. Whatever, Rick. You're getting soft, Rick. Well, actually, I am. I'm going softer. I'm just, because the current ones I'm riding, the Spitfires are 101As. I'm just kind of done with the hard wheel at the moment. I don't know why. I'm just like, I don't want them anymore. I mean, sure, I might regret it with some flat spots here and there, but I don't know. I'm willing to take a chance this year and just mix it up, just to see. Like I said, a year from now or even 4 months from now, I'll be like, no, I'm going back to Spitfires. Yeah, I learned my lesson. I definitely learned my lesson in trying trucks, though. I'm probably I'm not going to mix that up anymore for trucks. I'm back with Etnies. They're on my main rider. I'm open to all other truck brands for like my cruiser setups. Which basically lately these days anything above like an 8.3 is a cruiser board for me. But yeah, I'm sticking with Etnies for my main riders, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm stock bushings. Haven't really been able to branch out of that. I mean, I heard bushings bones bushings are pretty good. I might check them out, but I like my setup tighter in the back and looser in the front, so I get a little picky on that. So yeah, so didn't expect like a tangent of my setup, but hey, that's what it is. It's kind of good. Plant the seed now and see what this new year looks like. Are you mixing things up this year in your setup? Are you trying out new things? I don't know. I mean, it just happens to be like I felt this time for a change. It was like, all right, maybe I'm having like a skate midlife crisis of sorts. I'll be like, catch me at the local park. I'll be rocking a scarf, pulling up in my Porsche Carrera. Yeah, midlife skate crisis. It happens. I just want to mix it up. Want to try new things. So we'll see what happens for the next 12 months on that front. But shifting now to the latest issue of the Bible, aka Thrasher magazine, number 523 for maybe those who are listening in the future and not don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, issue 523, page 196 to be exact. I'm jumping all the way to the back. Pull out your copy now. Open up to that page. And basically, if you don't have a copy, I'll describe it for you. Okay, I'll start with a quote. So page 196 for those following along at home. This quote's like over black, and it's already making my palms sweaty. And shortness of breath, of course. Just looking at it, vocalizing it. So here's it. Quote, thankfully, this 13-story tale had a happy ending. Let me repeat. Thankfully, this 13-story tale had a happy ending. And first, I'm just like, thankfully? Thankfully. I mean, that makes it sound like it was something that was unexpected. Like, whoo, like, thankfully, we almost didn't die. Thankfully, no one was hurt. These are like outcomes of situations that we didn't see coming, I mean, thankfully, Wayne didn't make a wrong turn at the top of, San Diego's concourse garage. Thankfully, yeah. Seems to me that, Wayne kind of chose to do that said acid drop. I mean, that's the whole thing there. Risking your life for an acid drop. Hell to the nah. Not for me, dog. Hell no. Maybe a heel flip. Late shove. He's a goofy-footed rider, too. I don't know if any regular-footed rider would do that because you're looking out. His back was to the distant. That might be worth it. Can you imagine how late of a shove you could do while you're falling 13 stories? Like, and you don't have a parachute. You're like, no, that was a bad idea. Oh, late shove. Kind of like another guy. So, oh, look, he's flying. Will Ferrell. I mean, that's insane, Wayne. Wayne Dietsch. 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 Man, I pick a lot of skaters with some names I don't know how to pronounce today. But yeah, so Wayne. So I can't wait to see this in live action, though. Yeah, I can't wait to see I kind of don't want to see it, but then also I need to see the clip. As I look at it now, it's just not worth it to me. Nope. I mean, I wouldn't even sit on that ledge. I wouldn't even stand up there. I mean, I'd look over. That's what's weird. I'd put my hand over and just kind of look over and go, oh, it's really high. But I would never get up there. I mean, I'm getting dizzy just looking at this pic. So much could go wrong. A small ass pebble out of nowhere. Boom. Just ask Tony Willie about that. You know Tony Willie. Oh, we all know Tony Willie. Tony. Oh, good old Tony. He got Slam of the Year, right? What was that award? I should have included that in my notes earlier, but yeah, I just thought about that. He got like the Slam of the Year. That's a title, the movie, a video that could have been titled that. Thankful to be alive. Tony Willie knows what's up. But going back to Wayne though, peep his board too. Peep the board that he's riding. That looks like a micro deck. Is that like one of those Skate Mafia decks or something? Small ass tail, large-ish nose that it looks like here. I mean, he could barely, look at if his other foot's on, he could barely stand on it. That's so risky. So gnarly. So yeah, go out and pick up a copy of the latest issue of Thrasher and, rip that page out, put it up on your wall. That might make some history there, Near-death trick, near-death acid drop. That's just so crazy. And I did, try doing some rudimentary internet research on the guy, and I found nothing. So if you have his, his handles or his, where if he's on social media, if he's got this clip out there, please send him away because I'm very curious now. And I mean, someone out there has to know this dude, And luckily, as I said, his 13 story had a good ending. His 13 story tale had a good ending. Can you imagine though being that filmer, photographer, trying to do like steady cam or like sweaty shaky cam in my case? It's like, Wayne, is that good? I'm going to be way back here, but I'm going to zoom in, okay? Because I don't want to see you fall 13 stories and try and do a late shove it on the way down. Hell no. But yeah, as I said, I kind of want to see the clip for this, but then I kind of don't. So that's kind of a weird thing to say, right, about a skate clip. Like, I don't know, man. But anyway, I guess we'll just have to wait and see, when it drops, when and if it drops. But either way, that was pretty crazy. So yeah, that's all I got for this week. Happy New Year. Thanks for tuning in. Tell a stranger about the show. I'll talk to you next week.